Hey guys, so I am back. I have this umbrella here and it's a little bit raining here, so I thought it'd be really beautiful if it rains really hard and you guys get to hear it and you can just hear the peacefulness. I thought you would really enjoy it. And this is kind of cozy, right? It feels like you are underneath my umbrella and we are talking. So I want to go and talk to you guys about on what I'm trying to get across. So I wrote in my bio that I'm here to go and tell you my thoughts, and it's connecting to yours. So if you really think, I'm assuming if you went and followed my channel or you went and looked at my profile, you are interested. And it might not be what your typical channel is, and you're wondering, how in the world does this person hear what I'm thinking? Let me tell you guys, I have thought a lot throughout my life, and I am very analytical. And I'm one of those people that stays up all night and I think. I just think a lot. Ponder about things. Wonder about things. And I kind of run through everything that has happened throughout my days. Wonder about the conversations I have. Think about what I've seen. And then I like to go and go in depth into more of it. Try to see what's behind things. It's kind of what I think about a lot. And I used to not really say it, to be honest. I used to not really say what I thought. I kind of kept things to myself. It's pretty quiet. And then once I got over that quietness, I was bold and loud throughout my life, as I gotten older. And then I went and realized that probably that wasn't the brightest thing, to some degree, yes, it's good to be bold. You are more memorable. But you can do things quietly, by indirectly speaking to people without really saying anything. I've done multiple videos about it. And one of the ways I have spoken to people is by cutting them off. And it's nothing personal. Has nothing to do with that. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Just means that both of us evolved, moved on. And through these videos, if you're watching and I'm one of those people that we just don't talk anymore, I'm still communicating to you. Just not right in front, but just in a different way. If you want to know more about it, then you need to go and look at my other video called A Faint Memory. I did that a while back. So I don't want anyone to take anything of what I say personally, or if I go and when I go and stop talking to you, it has nothing to do with you. I'm not mad. Gotten over it. If I did get mad at you, or I just stopped talking, it's because I still think that it's time for our paths to move on. A lot of people have wondered about why I did what I do. And one day you'll come across my videos and you'll realize something will click on why I did what I did. See, we're not always here to be in each other's paths. We're supposed to go and move on. But somehow, some kind of sign for if whoever cut you off or stopped talking to you, they're still communicating to you in a way. You just have to go and be more quiet. Be more still to pick it up. I think that people are missing signs. Wow, I think I heard some birds, guys. But yeah, I just think that we forget that. We are constantly hearing noise. Could be anything. Car radio. Constant movement. Going to places. So we're not thinking. We're not questioning. People hate thinking because that's when they start dwelling on things that bother them. They don't want to address it. I get it. I just thought a lot. I keep it in the back of my mind. Honestly, it was not in the forefront of my mind. You know, I used to be one of those people constantly moving, had a lot on my plate. I'd keep things in the back of my mind. I wouldn't want to address it. And then it would come to me. I'm laying in bed because there's nothing else to do, you know? You're supposed to go to bed. And all your thoughts in the back of your mind, your inner voice, is talking to you. You don't want to hear it. It's maybe why a lot of people can't sleep. Whenever people say, I can't sleep, well, I'm like, why? Why can't you sleep? Tell me. Is it something that's on your mind? Something bothering you? The response is, I don't know. Okay. Well, you got to figure it out. If you're saying the phrase, I don't know, you probably do know. The back of your mind. You're just not thinking hard enough. You know? And a lot of young people, they obviously don't really listen to themselves. They just do whatever. And when you get older, you go and you're looking at it from a distance. You're like, what the heck? Yeah, because they don't want to quiet down. They want to go and, you know, avoid things. When you get older, there's no other choice in the matter of it. Especially when you become immobile. When you get older, that's just fact of life. And you have no other choice but to. But you drown it out by TV as you get older. So you're thinking in your mind, how in the world can she hear? It's because I can pick up on things. I'm not a mind reader, but I can see what other people are doing by behaviors, automatic behaviors, without them thinking, based on what they're saying, repetitious sayings, automaticness, their day-to-day habits. You know, I was thinking, I was looking in the mirror. You know, I think a lot of people, when you move out, I think, you end up getting you get like a big mirror, you know, if you're a female. I don't know about men, if they're into big mirrors. Maybe some are. But you do have mirrors in your place if you are a male. Might not be a huge mirror. We look at ourselves, right? Most likely before you walk out the door. And you tell yourself if you look good or not, right? But that moment before you walk out the door, you're looking in that mirror. You have a certain perception of yourself. I already told you about my perception, but when I look in the mirror, I kind of view myself differently in a way of how I look or the way I think. So for some reason, I've always felt in my mind that I'm a 60-year-old woman in a 28-year-old body. It's Asian, 4'9.5". Physically, that is what you'll see. When you look at me in person, that's what you're seeing. But the person that has that body is seeing something else. And for me, what I see is a 60-year-old person. In the mind, I guess in the way I think, the way I see things. Not saying I live 60 years, but I think that I can pick up things now that I'm a little more still. And I just remind myself that it's just a body. And the way I think is a little different, and that's okay. You know, on the outside world, I'm very hyper, I guess you would say. I'm very positive. But in the mind, I kind of, I don't know, I see things differently. I'm positive. I think of, just seeing things like kind of more an analytical stance and trying to understand things. I've always felt that I was like 6 feet. So basically what I'm seeing in the mirror is a 60-year-old woman that is 6 feet, and that's very posh-like, and that wants to spread as much of what is in her mind out there. So what you're seeing in the mirror is obviously completely different than what someone else is seeing physically. So that's why I always say that somebody's body is just a swimsuit. It really is. The only reason why we even have the body is to experience Earth, is to have a body, right? And we're given the 5 senses, and if one of them is gone, it's very devastating. So, and whenever people would ask me how tall I am, my response is I'm 6 feet. But like physically you're seeing something else, but the way I behave is, I guess, someone that's extremely bubbly and full of life. And that is a part of me. But, you know, what you're seeing in the mirror is something completely different. I just want people to know that if you ever come across my videos and we aren't speaking anymore, it has nothing to do with you. I'm not upset. I'm over it. If I did, I've moved on. And I want to make these videos when when you come across it, whatever message I'm trying to get to you. Because in some way you did make an impact in my life. I can read your thoughts. I can pick it up. You know, I thought a lot about what kind of talent do I have. And I think that, kind of just light, sign of hope for people. It's kind of what I do a lot. And when you are that, you're probably on the lines of someone that's a dreamer, just like me. You feel small sometimes because people have diminished your light, or situations that have diminished your light, and you don't know it until later on in life. And you're picking up things just like me. You keep it to yourself. I'm assuming that you have, and you're keeping it to yourself because nobody's commenting here. Honestly, like, I get it if you don't want to comment. I used to be a bystander, just like you guys. I would watch videos all day long, let me tell you. I started watching YouTube when I was in 6th grade. Now, I didn't watch this kind of content. I didn't even know this existed. I watched more on the lines of self-improvement, more of a certain lifestyle, learning, just in general. Kind of like that. I didn't even know this kind of content was out there till later on. And I always watched it. And I always kind of, obviously if I was watching it, I was thinking it, right? Some form of thought, came in my mind, and it came up and I watched it. Sort of in a way, they read my thoughts. I'd watch it. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say if I admire them whatsoever. Because I didn't want to be noticed. I didn't want to be seen. Because my light was diminished. I just watch. All day. All night. And there wasn't really much thought that went in my brain when I was watching it. I would just absorb the information. Then I'd think about it at night. And then I'd do it over and over and over again. And I think that, I get it if you're addicted to YouTube. I totally get it, guys. Especially if you went and you were born around my time period. I mean, I totally get it. It is pretty addicting. And it can be good and bad, guys. It can go and make you wanting more and more, and keep making you feel unsatisfied. You want to keep learning and learning. I'm guessing, or it's entertainment of some sort. A lot of people, they see it as entertainment. I've seen a lot of people. Or they're seeing it as a learning tool. That's kind of me. That was my thought process. I always viewed YouTube as like a learning tool and to process things and understand things a little bit more than what I was seeing in front of me. Because there's so much more out there, obviously, than what is of what you're experiencing. So I totally get it if you are addicted to YouTube. You're just watching the next video and the next video. Not much thought going through your brain. And, you're never commenting. You're not putting in your input. Or if you do that to stir up others. And yeah, you are sharing your opinion. But I think if you want to have your opinion out there more so, is to go and actually go and get yourself on social media and start something. And the more that you gain attraction, the more that awareness to what your opinion is, and the more change there can be. That's how I see it. I've seen multiple people, so many people on this earth, they'll watch TV, especially the news. It's a lot in the news. And they would yell at the TV. And I would go and tell them, hey, they can't hear you, right? They have no idea what you're saying. No idea. So your opinion isn't out there. I mean, kind of ish, I guess. But it's not heard in a physical sense. It's heard maybe in a silent way, and if someone is able to pick up things on a more silent level, they can pick up on your opinion. But most people cannot pick things up on a silent stance. So you have to say it out physically to be heard. And that's how you create change, guys. At least that's what I have seen. And you start out small, but you gotta believe that it'll gain attraction over time. You work on it every single day. And you don't lose whatever you're trying to get across. So if you have an opinion that is opposing, go out and say it. Don't let others diminish your light. And I get it, it's hard sometimes. You hear that voice of opinion, or you can pick it up on base of just an expression. Someone does this. It's a disapproving look. You picked it up. You're going to think about it all day. And then when you go to bed at night, you're going to think about it. They didn't say anything. It was silent. And think about it. And it's going to diminish your light. And when you're thinking of whatever at night, that's what you're going to start dreaming. And then you wake up and it's the same thing. It's over again. So that's how I'm able to read your thoughts. I can just watch people's automatic behaviors. And something that I really picked up, I actually talked about this in community, that when you go out in public and you distance yourself, let's say you go to the mall and you people watch, and you're seeing everybody's way of how they walk. Actually, I'm pretty good at copying people's walks. I don't know. I'll watch how they walk, how they stand up, how they talk to others, and you just pick it up. And something that I've noticed is this blank expression, or this unhappy. It's like this frown. It's more like this. That's what I'm seeing a lot of the time, is blank expression, a frown, or anger, just based on how their automatic behavior is public, going to the mall, going to the store, grocery shopping. Especially at the grocery store, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. Go out and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and then please comment to let me know. What you're gonna see at the grocery store, let me tell you guys. You're gonna see what I just said, but especially at the grocery store, because if you look at the grocery store, it's where all the food is, right? And it's also where people go and how am I gonna word this? They kind of go and see it as, they look at the prices kind of, and people that are in a mindset where there isn't much resource, they're gonna get scared, especially at the checkout. You'll see it definitely at the checkout. They'll look like that. They'll look around. Sometimes they'll look around, see if anyone saw it, but if they're unaware, yeah, you'll pick it up. You're like, oh, yeah, you'll definitely see a lot of scared faces at the checkout when it comes to the grocery store. But you have to be quiet. You have to go and notice things. Oh, I need to put this over more so. You're gonna go and realize that. And I think that really shows on where we're at in society, where we feel there's limited resources. We get terrified at a grocery store. I saw this one person where they were yelling at their wife over something so small, because they were like freaking out. Just in general. It's where you really see people's behaviors, is at a grocery store. You look closely. So that's kind of how I'm picking up your guys' thoughts, if you are curious. I can't read your mind, but I believe that we're somehow in a way that's connected, and we don't really know it, especially when you're young. I get it. You're focused on figuring out your abilities. I totally get it. But when you get older, that's when. You see how things are really, and you wonder to yourself, how can you go and help others go and see a different way of thinking, or to change how their mind is. And you do it by being heard. Just stand out. But you have to do it in a silent way. You can't be loud. People don't take that right, especially if you have not woken up. At least that's what I've seen. They'll take it the wrong way usually. They'll see you as a threat. That's fine. I don't care. My thought is, if I come across someone, they don't like me, you just walk away. Such as blocking, or, go a different path. You just stop talking. But you just keep on communicating to them somehow. By listening. By watching. Yeah. It's pretty raining hard here. Well, not hard, but yeah, my cup is getting pretty wet. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm listening to your thoughts. And we all want to be heard. I know it. We all want to feel valuable. We all want to heal what's inside of us, and we can't seem to explain it. And we're just confused. And we just want to be happy. Or to go and enjoy all the abundance this world has to offer to us. We all do. Some of us just don't want to admit it. Or just don't know. And that's okay. That's what life is about. Is exploring.